Is it okay to drink coffee on the carnivore diet? And I have 4 cups of decaf a day. Is that okay? So I think that's actually a great question, and so I'm going to dive right in and answer that. So there's 2 things going on here. Well, first let me clarify. Of course, coffee is not carnivore. It is, an infusion of a plant product in water, so it's not carnivore. However, tons of people who follow the carnivore diet successfully, lose weight, heal stuff, whatever, they drink coffee throughout and they do just great. So, if you are not ready to give up coffee and are not interested in giving up coffee, it's okay. Baby steps, you don't need to do that. And you may never need to do it. But, if you have some acute problem or something really significant that you're trying to heal, then you might want to consider it. It's, there may be some good reasons to do it. So there are 2 things to this question. One is about, decaf and like consuming, basically like plant juice. And then the other is about caffeine itself. So, so as far as the decaf issue goes, there's a couple of things going on there. So one, there's a lot of chemicals that are used to actually decaffeinate coffee. And, some question whether it is healthy for you to be drinking decaf coffee because of the way that it's actually processed to make it decaffeinated. 2, you're still consuming plant compounds. So if you're a person who is very sensitive to plants and, you gain benefit, as I've said before, on a carnivore diet, you gain benefit, 1, by being in ketosis and getting all the benefits that you get on a ketogenic diet to your metabolism and all that. But 2, you gain benefit by removing plant compounds that, you may be, uniquely or specifically sensitive to. So by continuing to drink coffee, you're consuming these plant compounds, and that may or may not be a problem for you. And then the other thing with decaf is that by certainly by drinking 4 cups, you're now drinking enough that is probably displacing water that you would otherwise have drunk. So decaf is not the same thing as water, and in terms of maintaining your hydration, that may be an issue as well. So that's something to consider. That being said, I would say, the toxin in the decaf is actually kind of a pretty big deal. So I think for me, I would not have decaf. But if it's you and you really need that, and this is what's going to help you to be successful on the carnivore diet and help you to continue on and achieve your goals, then, do what you got to do. I mean, this is about creating a sustainable lifestyle. But if you can go without, then I would try to do that. And then as far as caffeine, so let's say you're drinking 4 cups of regular coffee a day, or, any cups of coffee. There's a couple of things, a couple of issues with the caffeine. One, of course, caffeine is a neurotoxin. So, you have to decide whether you want to be consuming a mood-altering substance that does impact your brain. 2, there are studies that show that it tends to increase anxiety. So if you're a person who struggles with anxiety, depression, or any kind of mood disorder, coffee is not going to help you. And then it also can upset your hydration. So it is dehydrating, so you can, end up peeing out more electrolytes and find yourself having a hard time sort of balancing your hydration and your electrolytes. So that's something to consider. And then some people, when they remove caffeine, find that their weight drops, their blood markers improve, and, they just generally feel better. So it's possible that you might be that person. And then, of course, the dose makes the poison. So 4 cups of coffee is probably going to be a problem. 1 cup of coffee, maybe not. So that's something for you to decide. So I have been on again and off again with coffee, and it is, I don't know, it's hard. I get it. I totally get it. I was off for about 2 weeks, and then a friend of mine came to hang out with me for, for Christmas, and he is an avid coffee drinker. Sorry about that, but New York gets so loud with these sirens. Anyway, he is an avid coffee drinker, so it ended up being around and in the house, and I just started having such a craving for it, and finally I was like, I cannot resist. I'm just gonna have the coffee. And he said to me, so how was it? Did it taste amazing? And I said, actually, no, it tasted like and it felt like nectar in my body. So clearly I'm addicted to the drug, and but not the flavor or the taste of it. But again, that's just me. I have an addiction problem, and that may not be you. So that's something to think about. But bottom line, it's totally fine to drink coffee on a carnivore diet, and it's also worth doing the experiment and cutting it out and seeing how you do, and then you can reintroduce or do what you want to do. And if you need any help following the carnivore diet and you're just getting started and you have lots of questions like these, make sure to join my 21-day carnivore challenge, where you'll get like meal plans, recipes, a lot of troubleshooting and support, and an awesome group that will keep you focused and accountable. That is, like gold in terms of actually reaching your goals. So be sure and click the link below, and hopefully I'll see you in the next challenge.